Hi, and welcome. My name is Paula Rowe, and this is Global Unified Breathing. And today's show is Breathing into Sovereignty. I'm going to try to explain to you some of the things that, for my journey with breath work into freedom, liberation, independence, what that really feels like when we start utilizing our breath to release us from some of these programs and belief systems, thought systems that are really old. And, I always talk every week about trying to understand what breath work really is using our own breath to activate within the cellular structure of your body to shift your frequency vibration so that the cells will start to release the denser energies that are, it's almost like it's stuck around the cell itself. And that is energy. So knowing that we're all energy is that through our lives, like I've explained before, we go through certain events and we come to conclusions, and a lot of the conclusions that we come to that rule our lives happen early on. And also with breath work, I'm really aware that we bring from other lifetimes, whether you know that or not, energies that we weren't able to work through. So we bring them forward with us, and they're also part of the soul's mission to move into freedom and sovereignty. So some of these belief systems might feel overwhelming, and that maybe somebody who has done all kinds of therapeutic, different therapies just found themselves looping back into an old behavior. And so talk therapy is one way that people try to work it out, and many other things. But when we evolved into an awareness that we are all energy, is that we had to also be introduced to ways of changing that in our body, changing and shifting and releasing certain energies and frequencies within inside the body. So breath work, when it was brought into this part of the world, was definitely something that we were realizing was a force within ourselves, our life force, that was actually assisting us towards liberation, towards sovereignty, which is really exciting because most of us, did not even know that we were not in anything but freedom until we start realizing that there are behaviors and belief systems that we still seem to carry with us. So we're going to breathe into sovereignty today, and I'm also going to explain a little bit more about using this as a tool that is really needed right now for us to unifying through the breath. So before I do that, like always, I'm going to read a quick invocation. If you would participate, that would be wonderful. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. Beloved Mother, Father, God, in the full mastery of our sacred heart, we ask for all the unified field of all that is to enter into the hearts of all the sons and daughters, to expand the crystalline heart into the realms of divine freedom, divine love, divine light. And we ask that this energy helps us to move along on our path, awakening, and remembering who we really are. From the heart of the one true source, with deep gratitude and divine grace. So be it, and as it is. Thank you. So, for those of you that are going to breathe as in part of our session today, remember that you can do this breathing sitting up. You don't have to lay down. It's going to be really easy, but we're going to have a focus like usual. So today, we're going to be breathing out of any energetics in our cellular body that is about programming, bondage, shackles, belief systems, things that we're in our consciousness aware that we're looping back in. So it's kind of like right now, I'm really aware that there is a purification process going on for all of us, and that our focus needs to be sharpened even more, and our inner vision needs to come into clearer focus also, because our higher self is trying to guide us to this freedom from out of these old programs. So some of us might even be aware that some of the things we did 6 months ago we're no longer doing. Some of things that might harm us, behaviors that might hurt others. So anxieties, things that, some things, by just choosing and really staying in the energetics of freedom of choosing, they can melt away. Some of these things just go, they disappear. But there are more stubborn ones that are there also that take a little more. And I think what it is that sometimes these are things carried over from other lifetimes. So they're cemented within the structure. And remember, our bodies are trying to upgrade our consciousness. Where we direct our consciousness is really important. So say one day, all of a sudden, you find yourself focused in an area of your thought system that maybe you haven't thought about in a long time, and it's not a very good thing. So you were having a wonderful day, and you're all of a sudden finding yourself dropping down into this feeling that can feel like, how did I get here? It feels like, I don't know what I did. It isn't necessarily what you did. Remember, our system is magnetic. So what we've been putting out is always the law of the circle going to make its way back to us. When it makes its way back to us, the law of the circle, we want to have it neutralized by that time. That's where the own work comes in. That is where personal progress and purification really means a lot, because that does happen. And when something is coming back towards you, the law of the circle, and you've purified it and neutralized it, and it hits you in your heart, you're really aware. I've had those moments where I'm really aware that that was something that was stuck in my body that I worked on for a really long time. And one of those things started way, way back, and I realized it went back even further from this lifetime. So, and I didn't know the way out. I had no idea how to be free from this. And so, an example, abandonment. Everybody has inklings of abandonment. And it shows up in ways that can be covert or very out in the open, that you're feeling like you're not supported. And a lot of these belief systems are conclusions we came to as a result of the love that was either being given to us or not. And sometimes, because it was perpetrated in another lifetime, it's even more intense. So in that example, I was really aware that I always magnetically pulled in people, places, things, incidences, so that I could become aware that abandonment was an energetic I was sending out and magnetizing right back to myself. And when I understood this, I was like, no more. I want to be free from this. I don't want these shackles anymore. And I was breathing, conscious, connected breathing into freeing myself, finding the note, the frequency, the impulse of the breath that would free all of that, in conjunction with many other things that was always focused. And of course, what happens when we start breaking that up in the body, it even got worse for a while. But I knew that my part was just to stay with it, keep going, don't give up. And the reflection of that in the outer world was quite great for a while. And I had to really make conscious choice decision that I was going to participate in the healing of this once and for all. The beauty of it is when it came full force back, at some point I knew. And it's almost like a cyclical nature in a spiraling effect. Remember, we're evolving. As I evolved around to this particular issue one more time, I started to realize, and we do, it's not as intense, but I was not free. And my conscious choice was liberation from these types of belief systems. So think about across the board how many things you have that you feel imprisoned by that keep happening to you. So with breath work, I was really had my focused intention in breathing this out of my body. So today, with just the thought of freedom, these are things that are happening right now, and it's kind of up its ante, excuse me, a little, because the universe is trying to show us exactly what we need to heal from so we can get on with it. So you're either looping back in, which is really interesting because I always think about the rubber band effect, how it's almost like it's being pulled back and we're the ones pulling it back, and we're either going to shoot ourselves into freedom or we're going to loop back in again one more time. And I know many people have sat in front of me and just said I couldn't do it. And I said, well, you're going to get another opportunity. But right now, more than ever, your infinite self, your free, divine, beautiful God presence is so with you, and so much. It's not that difficult because love rules. And the love that we can have for ourselves reflects out, and we get that back. The freedom that I choose for self reflects out, and we can get that back. So I want to have you all prepare for some breath work. I know we don't have a lot of time, but it's important because I want you to just experience the bliss of this. So also remember, we're breathing into sovereignty. Breath work lead to a lot of physical and emotional release. So it's advised that if you have any cardiovascular problems, ever had heart attack, high blood pressure, glaucoma, retinal detachment, osteoporosis, significant injury or surgery recently, please just close your eyes, don't breathe, and relax. Thank you. So I'm going to bring us into some breath work for a few minutes. So it's really important that you just try to follow along. And I'm going to bring us out then. I hope you can hear it okay. breathing into the heart, relaxing, close your eyes. You can be breathing through your mouth or your nose. Just breathe. God takes care of all of it. Nice deep breath. Release. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Just close your eyes and follow along. Breathing into sovereignty. I am sovereign. I am free. I am lifted into the realms, releasing all attachments, all behaviors, all patterns, that do not honor my journey, my path to sovereignty. Keep breathing. You are blessed. You are valued. You are harmony. You are the light of this world. You are love. You are free. Releasing. Allow yourself to feel what real freedom, real sovereignty. Standing in the center of all those belief systems, either way, is in the middle, is your divine sovereignty. 0 point, above and below, neutralizing through the breath, neutralizing every pattern that does not honor you. In the center, allowing God's breath to run through you, right through you. Filling your body with divine source, love, and light. Expanding with the breath. Keep breathing. Of the observer in our lives, not overly identifying with our emotions and getting trapped back in. Stay conscious. Choose. It means I need to stay awake to what I'm thinking, feeling and projecting outward. Making a new choice. All potential possibilities and probabilities are in the field for you. For you. Your heart expands with every breath, whether you know it or not. Let that be love in there. Let that be divine neutrality in there. So that is what's projected out. It's really important to just observe. No more looping. Choosing freedom. Choosing sovereignty. Really peaceful and very blissful when we focus our breath and breathing in freedom and allowing these frequencies of static and discordant energy that are breathed out of the body. Some take a little more than others, but it's there for us. If you'd like to contact me or have any questions, globalunifiedbreathing.com, or my email is globalunifiedbreathing@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to chat with you about our freedom, our sovereignty. Trying not to use the word freedom because its sovereignty is what we want. That frequency is much higher. So remember to stand in the middle in divine neutrality. Everything is what it is. Try not to polarize either way. When you're in observer with your desired outcome, which is a question that you should be asking yourself, what is your desired outcome? So you know where you want to go. No one is telling you from the outer world. It is something that's coming from within inside of you. My desired outcome is, and you can just start writing things that come to you right away. Pretty soon it's going to start developing a picture, and you're going to start understanding that there's a part of you that's coming through also. Remember, right now, if you can sharpen the focus, the inner vision, this is the higher self. And we need to bring this relationship more unified within us, in this body. So our solution-based life, not problem-based, our solution-based life is coming from a higher state of our own consciousness, where we're choosing sovereignty, liberation, and it knows exactly your way out, your personal path, your personal way home. There is a way home. There is a map. There is a navigation system within us. It is, each of us has one. We can use these tools all day long. So if you participated in the breathing, I just want to say thank you for doing that. And it's really important if we can start staying conscious of where our thoughts are going, so that we're not getting looped back in. That part is really important. I appreciate you all breathing. We're breathing and we're releasing. We're allowing ourselves to expand, pushing out the energy. Take away all your boundaries and fly. Be free. Be sovereign. Just a little moment in time, and you will desire this. You will understand that there is an infinite self that is infinite worth, that is the real you, that is just waiting for you to open up the floodgates. Flying, yes, and tingles, yeah. Flying, yeah. I love you all. Thank you for joining me this week. I'll see you next week. Remember, observer. Be the observer. That's a great tool to have. Yeah, flying free. That's a good one. Melting away, yes. These are feelings that we have when something's really shifting within the body. So I appreciate that you showed up. Reach out to me on my email, globalunifiedbreathing@gmail.com. Let's keep breathing. Remember, we breathe to unify. We breathe to unify. Thank you.